Hello everyone, this is Average Adam, and I'm here to talk about the new Hearthstone expansion that was announced last Friday, Goblins vs. Gnomes. I can honestly say I was expecting something about Hearthstone at Blizzcon, but I wasn't expecting a full 120 plus card expansion just being dropped on us like that. Not just that, it's Goblins versus Gnomes, one of the biggest rivalries in all of WoW. Goblin technology is known to explode, and Gnomish technology is unpredictable and faulty most of the time, so the cards really do show off that, and I'm going to go through them and kind of show you what the whole theme is. And there's 30 cards here that were shown at BlizzCon, and there will be another 90 plus cards added to that, so this is only about a quarter of the cards and tokens that are going to be coming out. There's going to be more, so it's going to be pretty flippin' huge. It's going to change up everything about the game. So first off, the theme is Goblins versus Gnomes, and mechs are the big units. This is a mech unit. It's a 3-cost, 3/4 spider tank. Seems decent, no extra effects to it, but mechs will buff other mechs, so there could be something really, really special about this guy, because he has a decent body for trading. He's got that extra health, which is very useful. So that's him, and then we got the next card is the Annoyotron. This guy's pretty cool. Annoyotron was a thing that the engineers can build, just a little toy. Engineers have a lot of gadgets and toys. It's a profession like skinning or leatherworking. But this is what the engineers built. It's annoying. It's 2 costs for a 1/2 with taunt and divine shield. So not only you have to ping off the shield first, then you got to get past the taunt. It's meant to be annoying, and its name serves it pretty well. I mean, it's definitely annoying. So, Annoyotron, love it. Alright, next we got the Cogmaster. Cogmaster, 1 cost for a 1/2, has +2 attack while you have a mech. So, ideally, if you already have a mech down, it is a 3/2 for 1. That's pretty freaking awesome, I gotta say. Mech decks, that's gonna be an interesting new phrase I gotta get used to saying. Are going to be a really interesting thing. I actually look forward to seeing what mech decks are going to be able to be capable of with this guy. Alright, and then next we got the Explosive Sheep. Yeah, this guy. 2 costs for a 1/1 mech. Deal 2 damage to all your minions when it dies. All other minions. Yeah. So for 2 costs, you get a 1/1 body and a mini Hellfire that you can use whenever you want. That's pretty awesome. He's gonna be scary. I haven't seen any more silences yet, and I think they're gonna be needed because this guy's kind of scary to play around. Might be good in a warrior deck, possibly. Board clear, commanding shout, trigger some of those enrages. All in all, pretty nice card. Alright, next we got the Mech Warper. Mech Warper is 2 costs for a 2/3, nice body, and your mechs cost 1 less. Definitely a staple in all mech decks, so you'll have 2 of those in all there. Nice card. Alright, next we got the Micro Machine. 2 costs for a 1/2 at the start of each turn, gain +1 attack. So you play it, your turn ends, it's a 2/2 on your opponent's turn. It's something they need to deal with, or it's going to keep growing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's a mech, so it gets all those nice little mech buffs. Nice card. Alright, next we got a couple of new things here. There's a new theme, or new kind of thing added in here. I'll get to that in a second. But we got this guy, the Tinkertown Technician. 3 costs for a 3/3 Battle Cry. If you control a mech, gain +1/+1 and put a spare part card in your hand. 3 costs for a 3/3 +1/+1 if you have a mech, and that's a permanent. So it's 3 costs for a 4/4 essentially if you have a mech active. That's pretty nice. And then you also get a spare part card. The other card that kind of goes with this guy, and there will be more cards that have to do with him, is the Clockwork Gnome. Clockwork Gnome is 1 cost for a 2/1 mech. Death Rattle, put a spare part card in your hand. Now, what are spare parts, you might ask? I'll get to those right now. Let me get rid of these guys real quick. Goodbye and goodbye. And these cards, let's see if I can grab them all at once here. I'm kind of new to this adding images to XSplit. There we go. These are spare part cards. They're essentially little cards that have extra effects to them, little 1-cost doodads that do little things, essentially. That's the best way I can really explain it. There's 7 of them in total, and I like these cards because they give effects that normally certain classes would not have, and such as freezing a minion. And you never know which one of these you're going to get. They're pretty random in their entirety, but you got freeze a minion, you got bounce a minion back to the hand. Usually only rogues have that. Armor plating, give a minion +1 health, +1 attack with the whirling blades. Reversing switch, swap attack and health for 1. Usually only priests have that, but these are kind of cool cards, and being able to get all of these things like at random, it can really change up the game. And those were just 2 of the cards that give them, so there's probably more cards that will drop spare parts, maybe for both you and both for your enemies too, as bonuses to them for really, really good stat cards. So spare parts, that they definitely add something interesting to the game. More randomization. There is a lot of randomization in this game, in this expansion, but I like where they're going with it. This stuff is pretty cool, and I think you can come up with some really cool strategies with this. Definitely keeps people on their toes. Okay, so next, after all that stuff, let's get into a couple of the rare cards here that are coming out. Those were all the commons. Next, we got the Matter Bomber, similar to his cousin, the Mad Bomber. He's a bigger body, 5 cost for 5/4, that deals 6 damage, randomly split between all other characters. So Mad Bomber was something that can pretty much fuck you up. This guy can do it better. So I definitely can see him being used in quite a few decks just to try him out, and I'm going to probably make a full random deck just to kind of see how good my luck is. I think it'll definitely be a lot of fun to play around with things like this. So Matter Bomber, very nice. And now we got this guy. This guy I really like. He's interesting because he's 3 costs for a 3/2 with a draw. And that alone would make it the best draw card in the game. Everyone would put it in their deck all the time. But there's a downside. If you draw a minion, it becomes a chicken. A chicken is a 1/1 unit that does... It's a 1/1 beast. So it's a trade-off. You could draw an awesome card, you know, a spell card that doesn't get turned into a chicken. I would be very surprised to see people use this card. To be honest, a lot of people don't like that kind of randomization, and the fact that you can get one of your really good cards turned into a chicken permanently. It kind of scares me a little bit, but I don't know. Possibly hunters might use it, because chickens are beasts, so we'll have to just wait and see. So many new cards. There's going to be so many new decks, and I'm so excited for that. Meta shift is what we need so badly right now. Alright, so next we got the Bomb Lobber. 5 costs for a 3/3. Stats aren't good, but deal 4 damage to a random enemy minion. This is one of those controlled random effects, which means if there's only one minion, you can do 4 damage to something. And that's really nice. I mean, if they have something with 4 health on it and you need to get rid of it, Bomb Lobber, it's a 3/3 minion for you, and it will guarantee a kill on that guy. I love controlled randomness cards. Stampeding Kodo is an example of that. Destroys a minion with 2 or less attack power. But you can control that if there's only one minion with 2 or less attack power. Controlled randomization, guys. Controlled chaos. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Alright, so next we got... There's a lot of cards here. Got an epic card here for you. The Recombobulator. 2 costs for a 3/2. Decent stats. Battlecry. Transform a friendly minion into a random minion with the same cost. That is pretty random. So it's a targeted ability, which means you can target one of your minions and turn it into something better. And it could be anything. Anything that's a 2-cost card. So anything in the game, I'm assuming. Even class cards. You never know what you're going to get with this guy. More randoms! I want a random deck. I'm actually getting really hyped for a full random deck. This sounds like something really exciting that I really want to do. Oh, the things that can happen with this guy. I mean, you can get a crappy pirate, but you could also... It can even summon a pirate's... or Captain's Parrot, which is pretty bad, but... Recombobulator. Oh, I love it. That's so much fun. Alright. And next guy we got is the Enhanso Mechano. Another mech card, 4 costs for 3/2. Battlecry. Give your other minions Wind Fury, Taunt, or Divine Shield at random. Oh, if you have a full board full of things, they all get one of those effects. That is awesome. I love that it gives Divine Shield and Wind Fury, so classes that don't normally have that, you don't have to play a Paladin to get the Divine Shield, and you don't have to play a Shaman to get the Wind Fury. You can actually get these effects. They're actually spreading around the different effects and abilities different classes have, so other classes can play around with them, which I think is awesome. You're not kind of stuck to one playstyle. It kind of mixes the playstyles a little more, which I love that they're doing that. Absolutely amazing. Okay, next guy. New giant to add to the giant family. This guy's pretty cool. The Clockwork Giant. His thing, 12 costs for an 8/8, but 1 less mana cost for each card in your opponent's hand. Handlock? This is a big FU. Okay, this card is going to make you regret having those 10 cards in your hand when I play a 2-cost 8/8 card. I like him. He's a nice card. A lot of guys like to hoard cards, and against people that like to hoard cards, this guy is going to be a definite awesome mech. I might even use this guy in my mill deck. My mill deck forces draw, and then to be able to throw down an 8/8 body for like 2 cost. Ooh. I love it. It's going to be awesome. I don't think anyone's going to do a full giant deck, but you never know. Someone could. Okay, so next I'm going to jump into the class cards. There were 6 class cards that were announced. 3 for the priest and 3 for the mage. So I'm going to go through each one of these real quick. Let me toss them all up on the screen here. Here are the 3 class cards that were revealed for the priest. One is a spell, Velen's Chosen. I love this card. 3 costs for it. Give a minion 2/4 and +1 spell damage. Priests don't have any spell damage givers of their own yet. This is awesome. This is going to open up things like Spell Priest decks, which I've wanted to do Spell Priest for a long time using Shadow Form. I want to use Shadow Form and all those different spell things. This card right here, +2/+4 for 3 is already awesome, but the spell damage on top of that, that's the icing on the cake. I absolutely love that. Next, we got the Upgraded Repair Bot. This guy right here, 5 cost for 5/5. Perfect stats. It's a mech. +4 health to a friendly mech unit. All of the classes have something that has to do with mechs. So, I think they're all going to have at least one card that has to do with mechs to kind of give them that mech edge to it. Just to help them, you know, synergize all their mech cards if they want to build a mech deck with these particular classes. So 5 cost 5/5, give them friendly mech, 4 health, it's targeted. Awesome for a priest mech deck. The last priest card, 2 costs for 3/2, decent stats, and give a minion -2 attack this turn. That's the first card I've seen that gives -2 attack, or -2 to anything really for a turn. That's awesome, because you throw that down, you minus the attack of something. Maybe it's perfect so you can trade a guy without having to lose it to a high attack minion on the opponent's side. Very, very, very nice priest cards so far. From what I've seen with the cards that were revealed in this set so far, is there's going to be at least 3 class cards for all the classes. So 27 of the class cards at least, there could be more, are going to be class cards. And the rest of them will be, you know, neutral cards. I think there will be more than 3, though, based on how large the expert set is. I think there's going to be at least maybe 4 or 5 class cards per class, but that's all unknown for now. So those were the priest cards, and now we're going to get to the mage cards. There are 3 of them here. Once again, a spell, a kind of a machine kind of thing having to do with mechs, and actually, they got 2 spells here. That's actually kind of nice for them. So first off, I'll get to the creature here. 4 cost for a 5/4 Goblin Blast Mage. Battle Cry, if you control a mech, deal 4 damage, randomly split among enemy characters. Really, really nice. I like this guy. Mage is not my favorite class to play, but they're still fun to play around with. 4 damage, randomly split among all enemy characters. They can be controlled to an extent, because it could hit the character, but that's a really nice card. For 4 cost, you get the 4 damage to randomly enemies, plus the 5/4 body. Oh, that's an amazing mage card, but you have to have mechs in it, so if you have to have a mech on the board is the one contingency to that. Next, you get the Flame Cannon. 2 cost for deal 4 damage to a random enemy minion. I like that. That's another one of those controlled chaos cards. 2 cost for 4 damage to an enemy minion. That's really, really nice for its stats. I love that. I like how a lot of the cards that are coming out with this set are overpowered in stats, and class cards should be overpowered in stats. That's how they should be. This card, I love randomness, and this is another random card. 2 cost, add a random minion to your hand, it costs 3 less. Add a random minion to your hand. It could be anything. Any minion, any class minion, any neutral minion, any legendary. You have no clue what you're getting. And it's going to have 3 less stats. I can actually see this card getting nerfed, because imagine you play this, 2 cost, you pull out a dragon, 9 cost, now it's a 6 cost dragon. For a little 2 cost card you played earlier on, that's... I know it can have really bad effects, like it can give you a chicken, an angry chicken, but I don't know. I'm skeptical about this card. I like it. I like the randomness, but it scares me a little bit. Just a little bit. The other cards that were shown, we got a couple warrior cards here. Well, I think a couple of them are warrior cards. The first one is Bouncing Blades. This is that random card for warriors. 3 cost, deal 1 damage to a minion. Repeat until a minion dies. Wow. They had to do a couple posts about this because people are asking about Commanding Shout. If a minion's got 1 health left, it won't bounce anymore. So, no Commanding Shout, bouncing, definitely. Armor Smith get infinite armor. Frothy Berserker get infinite attack power. No, it doesn't work that way. So, if your minion's only got 1 health on Commanding Shout, it will not bounce to it. Thankfully, they put that in. But imagine this scenario. Your opponent, Handlock, just played 2 big giants. Okay? 2 Molten Giants were just dropped in the field. You're pissed at this Handlock. You play this guy. Bounces back and forth, guaranteeing the death of one of those giants. Best case scenario, you'll get 8 damage to kill one and leave the other one at 1 health. Best case scenario. I like this guy. This is going to be something I got to play around with warriors. That's a lot of fun. I like it. I like it a lot. And then the other card, we're not sure if this one is a warrior or not. It was a card that was summoned for somebody. It's kind of blurry image because it was taken from a gameplay video. You can actually look up that gameplay video. Type in Blizzcon Hearthstone gameplay, and there's a video with a mage versus a priest, and this is one of the cards that was shown. I think it's a warrior card. We're all pretty sure it's golden, so we can't tell. But 3 cost for a 4/2, 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. Its stats alone make it the best weapon in the game, and every warrior would be a fool not to use it. It's pretty close, actually. I think the 2 cost 3/2 weapon is actually still pretty good. But 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. That's Goblin and Gnomish technology. It's best right there. I mean, you never know what it's gonna do. Yeah, it could still be really good. You might not have that bad effect, though. Knowing my luck with 50% chances with Nat Pagel, I'm not too happy about this one. So, alright, so now here's a new series of things. These are piloted cards. There's 3 of them here. And first we got the piloted Shredder. This is 4 cost for a 4/3 body. Death Rattle, summon a random 2 cost minion. It's a mech, so it gets mech bonuses. But it's basically, this is the minion, or this is a minion right here, and inside it, a minion is piloting it. You won't know who is piloting it until it dies, though. So when it dies, a random 2 cost minion will parachute down and will land on your field. Anything in the game. Awesome. More random. I love it. But this isn't the only one of these guys. There's 2 more cards that go with it. This is the piloted Sky Golem, the epic version of him. 6 cost for a 6/4. Summons a random 4 cost minion. Holy shit. I love it. That is so freaking cool. It could be anything 4 cost, and there are so many good ones. You're already getting 6 cost for a 6/4 mech, which is awesome. Awesome, decent stats, but another random 4 cost when it dies. Save your silences, guys. And that's not it. There's one more card to add to this. We're getting into legendaries here, and this is the first legendary I'm showing. This is Sneed's Old Shredder. 8 cost for a 5/7 mech. Terrible stats, but Death Rattle. Summon a random legendary minion. Oh, just take that in, a random legendary minion. Ragnaros could be piloting this guy. Yeah, that is so freaking awesome. You could get Millhouse Mana Storm in there. You can get any legendary, and it includes class legendaries because it says random legendary. That could be a class legendary. Tyrion Fordring could be in there. Anyone could, but there are bad side effects. Remember, it's one of those random cards. You could randomly get Edwin Van Cleef, and he'd just be a boring 2/2 minion, which would kind of suck, unfortunately. But it could end up being very well. A dragon could pop out. Yeah. Best case scenario on this guy, Blizzard stated, imagine him dying, and out comes Kel'Thuzad. And then at the end of the turn, he comes back, because Kel'Thuzad brings back all minions that died that turn. Hell yeah! Oh, that would be awesome. That's the dream right there. It'll probably never happen to me, but knowing my luck, it'll happen to my opponent. Oh boy. So next we got this one. This one is I have torn feelings about because I was hoping they would do an Ulduar expansion because Ulduar is my favorite raid in all of World of Warcraft. Back in Wrath of the Lich King, it was the first patch that came out. This is Mimiron's Head, or Mimiron's Head. I don't know how to pronounce it perfectly, but Mimiron was a clockwork gnome, kind of titan creation. Very interesting boss. Mimiron's Head, 5 cost for a 4/5 mech. So it's 5 cost for a Yeti. Here's the cool thing, though. At the start of your turn, if you have at least 3 mechs, destroy them all and summon VO7 TRON, or Voltron, as we all pronounce them, obviously. But it'll destroy all your mechs. It's 5 cost for a Yeti. It needs to live till next turn, but it'll summon Voltron. And what is Voltron, you may ask? Oh, this guy scares the shit out of me. 8 cost for a 4/8 charge. Mega Wind Fury. Can attack 4 times in a turn. Just let's take that in for a second here. Mega Wind Fury. Imagine that with a buffer card. Imagine this. It's got charge, okay? So at the start of your turn, it comes out, it's got charge. It's ready to dish out 4, 8, 12, 16 damage to your face if there's no other card on the field. Now, Mimiron's Head can be controlled if you keep the 3 main mechs and Mimiron's Head. Actually, no, is it? If you have at least 3 mechs. I'm assuming it counts Mimiron as one of them. It might not, though. So the opponent has to make sure that 3 mechs do not survive until next turn, or they silence Mimiron. Otherwise, this guy comes out. If this guy comes out, you can kiss your ass goodbye. I mean, imagine playing Warlock and having this guy in it. I don't know why you'd do that, but this guy pops out, and you play Power Overwhelming. All of a sudden, you got an 8/8 with Mega Wind Fury. 8, 16, 24, 32 damage. It can kill you in one shot. This may be the most overpowered minion in the game. I mean, yes, it's stats, and it's really, really situational and hard to get on the field, but you get this on the field, you're pretty much fucked. I don't see a way that someone can survive this guy without a shit ton of taunts. He's got a big, healthy body. He's got 4 attack power. What do you do? Honestly, what do you do to deal with this guy? Shaman deck. Do you just throw out Earth-Living weapon, or not Earth-Living, Rockbiter weapon? Rockbiter. You got frickin' 10/8 minion. Can do 40 damage. Blizzard, you never cease to amaze me with the crazy cards you create. I am very, very scared of your new expansion. I'm excited, but scared. Alright, so next we got Mechaneer Thermoplug. This is kind of the bad guy of Gnomergon, which is a really low-level gnome instance. 9 cost for a 9/7 mech. Whenever an enemy minion dies, summon a leper gnome. That can get pretty crazy. That can get really crazy, because imagine getting an absolute field of leper gnomes that are guaranteed to do 2 damage to the enemy unless they're silenced. That is pretty freaking scary. That whenever an enemy minion dies, they get that. So you play this guy. there's not really any one-cost destroys that I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe a Warlock, Shadow Flame. But if you can keep this guy alive for a turn, and then the next turn throw out some kind of board clear, this is anti-Zoo. This is like, Zoo, fuck you. Here's all my Leper Gnomes. Fuck you. You're going to die. And actually, I haven't seen that many cards in the set that are pro-Zoo, unless Zoo goes mech. And I honestly hope Zoo doesn't go mech. Zoo is my least favorite thing about Hearthstone right now. But you've all heard me rant about that before, how much I hate the Warlock hero power. But anyway, that's Mechaneer Thermoplug. Pretty decent legendary. Pretty nice. I may have to make an all legend deck and just kind of play around and see what I can accomplish. We got two more guys here. Dr. Boom. Who is Dr. Boom, you ask? This brings back memories, because during Burning Crusade, the first expansion, that's when I first started playing. This guy sat in Netherstorm, and he was just a quest. He summons 2 boombots, and what boombots were, they were little mechanized bots that kind of walked forward towards you, and you had to kind of make them go after him instead. It was a weird thing. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but I do remember Dr. Boom. He didn't look quite like this. He looked actually like a goblin. You can wiki Dr. Boom and find out who exactly he is. He's a Dr. Boom clone, or Dr. Doom clone, obviously, but 7 cost 7/7, good stats, summons 2 1/1 boombots. What is a boombot, you may ask? Well, these are boombots. We got 1, if I can drag them out here, 1 and 2. Boombots. They are 1 cost for a 1/1 death rattle, deal 1 to 4 damage to a random enemy minion. Oh, to a random enemy. That could be health too. That could be phase too. That's, yeah. That's pretty scary. Dr. Boom hits the field. You got these guys. Oh my god. It can't be stopped. You're going to have these, and the opponent's going to have to deal with these boombots. Not only do they have the 7/7 body to deal with, Big Game Hunter Boom, but they got to deal with the boombots and risk losing their entire field, or taking 1 to 4 damage per each one. Best case scenario, that's 8 damage to minions or to the face. He's a nice guy. I really like him. It's pretty sweet. So, Dr. Boom. Awesome legendary. And last but not least, the Blingtron 3000. Sounds weird, but it's an actual thing. It's the thing the engineers built. Is 5 cost for a 3/4. Equip a random weapon for each player. That is pretty freaking sweet. That's where we saw the Ogre War Maul, that random. This thing was actually created from a Blingtron, and according to it, it will always be a golden card, which is kind of cool, even though Blingtron himself isn't golden. So, Blingtron gives a random weapon. It could be any weapon. Any weapon in the game. It could be frickin' Tyrion's weapon. Ashbringer. You can get any of the warrior weapons, the rogue weapons, the shaman weapons. It could be a Doomhammer. You never know. But the fact that it gives 1 to each player, I don't think this guy will see too much light, because that's, for his stats alone, getting a weapon, it's not worth it, especially if you give your opponent a weapon too. But imagine this scenario. You have, what's his name in your hand? Harrison Jones. Imagine having Harrison Jones in your hand and this guy. You can play them both in the same turn. They're both 5 cost cards. Turn 10, play this guy, give each guy a weapon. Harrison Jones, kill their weapon. Or even just have a slime. Acidic slime with this guy. They get a weapon, you kill it. Awesome. That works perfectly fine for me. I mean, just wow. So, but yeah, that's all the cards, guys. That was 30 of the new 120 cards. 120 plus cards that are going to be added to the game. As new cards come out, I will probably talk about them, do some more little vlogs about this, showing off all these new cards. Are you guys excited for the new Hearthstone expansion? I will do more Hearthstone videos in the future, I promise. I have been getting back into it. This has kind of re-sparked my excitement for Hearthstone. I've been getting my dailies done every day and rack up that gold, guys, because these are going to be new 100 gold cost packs. So, on top of that, I want to do a couple quick little announcements, guys, about my channel. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of him. We're done with him. On my channel, I'm going to be doing a few different things. I'm changing up my schedule, guys. I'm not going to do Heroes of the Storm videos 7 days a week. I can't keep up with it. I have a job, a real day job that I have to work 5 days a week sometimes, and I just don't have time. I'm off the next 4 days, so I should be able to pump out videos. But what this means is Monday through Friday, I will have better quality Heroes of the Storm videos. It means I don't have to rush out throughout really crappy videos just to make sure I have a video up for the next day, because it's not fun for anyone, and it's no one wants to see the games that are just complete shit. So Heroes of the Storm will be Monday through Friday. I will have 5 videos a week now. You can still expect the poke videos whenever a new hero or legendary skin comes out. I still have the hero voiceovers when they collab, when 2 characters meet each other. I am going to do a video on that. I haven't had time yet, and it's actually possible right now that custom games can be made. So I will be working on that pretty soon, so you guys can hear all that awesome dialogue between heroes. On top of that, I plan on doing some more coverage on... I want to do some StarCraft things. Maybe on the weekends I'll have a StarCraft thing. I'm going to do a couple more vlogs a week to kind of give you guys a heads up about what's going on in my life, what's going on with all our new Blizzard games, kind of summarizing up announcements for the week. I might do that on Saturday nights. But, yeah, expect more from my channel, guys. Don't think this is a bad thing that I'm not doing Heroes 7 days a week. It's just, for now, I do have a day job, and I don't have the time to do 7 videos a week. Also, though, this means I have my weekends freed up to do streaming. And I actually will be doing streaming pretty soon. I have to format my computer again, so it's up to snuff and it can support the streams and get that good quality you guys love. But I will be doing streaming on Twitch pretty soon, and I'll give an announcement for when that is, and I'll definitely give you guys a few days in advance heads up about when I will be doing that, so you guys can be watching. Let me know if there's other games you want me to explore. Do you want me to play other Blizzard games on the channel? I kind of want to get back into StarCraft a little bit more. I've never been very good at it, but I do enjoy it. It is definitely a fun game, and now that I've seen all the units and stuff that the expansion's announced, I'm pretty excited about Legacy of the Void. So possibly going to do some StarCraft stuff. Let me know if you guys want to see that. I think I want to do some videos on that. If there's other things you guys want to see on my channel, let me know in the comments below. I like you guys' feedback. I want this to be not just my channel, but your channel too, guys, so you guys can kind of tell me what you want to see. So, thank you for watching, guys, from the bottom of my heart. I love you all. Shout out to Big Maddie. Congratulations on your firstborn son to go with your daughters. That's absolutely awesome. Good for you, man. And we will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday, and we got Heroes of the Storm getting back on track. Thank you guys all. Love you all. Have a great day.